We are firmly in the stretch run of the Greater Northeast Collegiate Baseball League season, and that means the action will not stop for any force of Mother Nature, not even a thunderstorm blowing overhead. That's right, I'm Charlie Fellows, as always, bringing you this GNCBL matchup between the 6-7-1 Norsemen and the 7-8-2 Patriots here at the ballpark in Old Orchard Beach. This is the first half of a doubleheader. We will see as to whether that second half of the doubleheader is played, considering the ominous forecast and ominous sounds. I'm not sure whether this microphone will pick them up or not, but in case you hear it, that is not a loud truck driving down the street near the ballpark, or somebody banging a trash can lid or anything of the like. That is rolling thunder. It has been going pretty much consistently nonstop for the last 20 minutes. There is a steady rainfall coming down, but we are a go for the first game here. The home Norsemen have Regan Thomas on the mound and a defense around him of Ben Seguin at first base, Davis Kibler at second, Jack Cody at shortstop, Kyle Dewin at third. The outfield from left to right, Nate Rogers, Anthony Poole, and David Jurowitz, and Liam Coolidge behind the plate catching for Thomas, who since his mid-season joining into the GNCBL has been one of its very most premier pitchers. His 0.62 ERA, if it was from enough innings to qualify for the ERA title, would be number one in the league, as Thomas deals his first pitch outside the zone to Sam Economy, and we are underway. This Patriots lineup put together by head coach Tim Downing is Sam Economy, Harrison Toon, Ike Keeley, Ryan Thurber, Joe Strabley, Quest Newhall, Sam Kablinski, Desmond Watkins, Morgan Doty, and Dante Tochi. The 10-man unit. 2-0 pitch on the way from Thomas. Misses for ball 3. All right, ball 2. 2-1 the count. Thomas in the transfer portal this summer after a year at Eastern Nazarene, as he pop up into foul ground. Ben Seguin under it, has to dive for it, but makes the grab for out number 1. To bring up Harrison Toon, the junior at Bryan and Stratton from Brookfield, Wisconsin. His 14 runs batted in are second in the GNCBL. To bat with one away against Thomas. And he hits one into center field. Anthony Poole giving chase, and he makes the grab. Nice catch on the run for out number 2. And that will bring up the Patriots' best hitter, and a man who has quietly been lighting the GNCBL ablaze with his bat for the better part of a season now. The catcher out of Babson, Ike Keeley, the GNCBL veteran. Thomas starts him off outside. Keeley is a senior at Babson. He is hitting .375, which is 4th in the GNCBL. Has batted in 16 runs. Nobody in the league has done that. And his .646 slugging is 3rd. He's also hit 2 home runs, which is tied for the most in the league with a few other players. And booming thunder just came through. That literally shook the press box. 2-0 on Keeley. This is not a metal roof I'm under, so I think I'm okay if the lightning does come, but the baseball gods have decided we play on. 3-0 pitch coming from Regan Thomas. And that's outside. He walks Keeley on 4 pitches. His reputation precedes him, and he earns a free pass. Does the Babson catcher. Now we'll bring up Ryan Thurber. Sophomore at Southern Maine Community College out of South Portland, with 2 down and 1 on. Into right field foul. Thomas has also struck out 10 men in 11 1/3 innings so far this season. He and Lucas Francis form a potent 1-2 punch in this Norsemen rotation, as Thurber again hits it foul into the Patriots bullpen, where pitcher Nick Griffin is warming up. We'll see hear from him rather in a second. Thurber is hitting 150, has a home run, 6 RBI. 0-2 from Thomas. Just misses. The GNCBL faithful is out. A smattering of fans here, no doubt parents of the various players. It's a menagerie of different colored umbrellas and folks nervously watching the skies. That's a mile-high pop-up into shallow right. Seguin, and it's called for by the second baseman Kibler. Grabbed for out number 3. The Patriots go almost in order. And when we come back, we will hear from their bats. And by their bats, of course, I mean the Norsemen. They will bat against this Patriots starter, Nick Griffin, a junior at Castleton. He has a defense around him of Sam Economy at first, Morgan Doty at second, Harrison Toone at short, Sam Kablinski at third. The outfield, Quest Newhall in left, Ryan Thurber in center, and Desmond Watkins in right, with Ike Keeley doing the catching for Griffin, who in 20 1/3 innings this season has a 2.07 ERA. That's 4th best in the league, with 15 strikeouts and a 5th best walks and hits per innings pitched, 1.23. He will pitch in this driving rain to a 12-man lineup, the first such lineup that I have seen in a GNCBL game this year. From Matt Rogers' Norsemen squad of Kyle Dewan, Anthony Poole, Riley Hassan, Chris Cimino, Nate Rogers, David Jurowitz, Kevin Connolly, Ben Seguin, Jack Cody, Liam Coolidge, and Davis Kibler. Kyle Dewan will be the first man to bat. And he is the perfect profile of a man you want to be leading off. Again, Kyle wearing the jersey of his brother Cam today, number 21, but that is Kyle. He is a sophomore from USM out of Augusta and Coney High School. So far this season, he's hitting .455, which is second in the league, slugging .727, which is also second. And he has a home run against this very team at this very park. A 2-run shot to walk it off in the bottom of the 9th. He will stand in now against Griffin in the bottom of the 1st. With the rain continuing to fall, the thunder continuing to boom, the players continuing to play. And Griffin starts doing off inside. Griffin benefiting from the extra practice and playing opportunity the GNCBL affords him, as Dewan hits that into center. Coming on, long run to make the grab is Thurber for out number 1. Dewan is retired, as I was saying. Griffin, as a sophomore at Castleton, entered the game just once. That was a 2-strikeout, 2-inning relief appearance against Rhode Island College. One away now for Anthony Poole, who fouls the first offering back. Poole is a junior at USM from South Portland, hitting .255 with 8 runs batted in. And I apologize in advance if the audio suddenly stops and starts as it did there. I've been feeling a bit under the weather today. Allergies have gotten the best of me for most of today. But I am here, as always, bringing you the action. And I will do my best to try to keep the sniffling to a minimum. 1-1 from Griffin. Just got a piece of it. Did the 6-foot-tall center fielder from South Portland. He hit .308 with 7 runs batted in his sophomore year with the USM Muskies. Crackle of lightning sounds. Poole fights another one off. That caroms nearly takes a fan's head off on the backswing. Sky is only getting darker overhead. You can't see it due to the contrast on the broadcast. Two and two in this Saco versus South Portland matchup. That was the 3-2 actually, and Anthony Poole is aboard. Griffin issuing his first walk, and that will bring up Riley Hassan, senior at Johnson and Wales, also from South Portland. His .414 batting average is 3rd in the GNCBL. So, Dewan and Hassan nearly monopolizing the top 3 batting average market for the Norsemen as he takes ball 1. Also has 7 runs batted in. Into center field. That'll drop in front of Thurber for a base hit. Anthony Poole down to second. And the Norsemen with 2 on and 1 out for Chris Cimino, the senior from Bates, who is hitting .290 with 4 runs batted in, and he leads the entire GNCBL with 21 walks. Takes a special kind of plate discipline to be good at that. Dances out of the way of ball 1. But Cimino has mastered it. 1-0 from Griffin. Cut and miss. Nate Rogers on deck. We got the Norsemen already in business here in the top of the first. Into left field. That'll drop, and that'll be in for a fair ball. Past the diving glove of Quest Newhall. That'll roll all the way to the wall. In comes Poole. Rounding third is Hassan. He will score. And into third base with a stand-up triple is Chris Cimino to give his Norsemen a 2-run lead here in the first. Cimino comes through with his 5th and 6th runs batted in. And taken high is Nate Rogers for ball 1. Rogers, a senior at St. Michael's from Chevrolet. Griffin trying to find his control here. Another crackle of thunder sounds and a crack of the bat as that ball goes over to the shortstop, throws on for out number 2, but in to score from third is Cimino. 3-0 now here in the first. Perhaps Thor up in Asgard blessing his Norsemen early with 3 runs as his approval sounds throughout the sky. Ball 1 taken by David Jurowitz, sophomore at St. Joseph's. From Sudbury, Massachusetts, spent his freshman year on the Monks junior varsity team. Foul back out of play. Jurowitz this season hitting .265, batted in 2 runs. with the bases empty and 2 down, but 3 runs in. Griffin's 2-1, high and tight. Down the left field line, foul. That brings the count to full. Payoff pitch from Griffin. Excuse me, Jurowitz stays alive. Another payoff pitch. Taken down the middle for strike 3. Jurowitz not happy about that one. He had started off toward first, but the umpire rings him up to retire the side and end the inning. But the Norsemen strike first. In the bottom of the first, they lead this one 3-0 early. Top of the second set to begin. Regan Thomas will retake the mound against Joe Strabley, Quest Newhall, and Sam Kablinski. Thomas now the beneficiary of a 3-run lead to stand in against Strabley, the senior at Oberlin. Who takes ball 1 in the dirt. Strabley is from Yarmouth, attended school at the Loomis Shafi School in Connecticut. 2-0. As a junior at Oberlin, he hit .354, batted in 15 runs. This rain is only getting harder, and I'm sure those at home can tell by the streaks on the glass. 3-0 is in for strike 1. Fouled back by Strabley. Thomas, originally from Standish, attended Bonnie Eagle High School, then spent a year at Eastern Nazarene. He's now transferring from there. Strabley fights off another one on a payoff pitch. That goes off the top of what were formerly the luxury boxes at this former minor league baseball park. Payoff pitch in foul territory. Seguin giving chase, but just over the dugout of the Patriots. Lefty deals again. That's lined into center field. And caught on the run. A diving play by Anthony Poole to save what would have been an extra base hit. Strabley going down on that. An incredible athletic effort by Anthony Poole, one of the very top defensive outfielders in the GNCBL for good reason. Retires the first man in the inning to bring up the left fielder Quest Newhall, a rising freshman at Bryant, who swings at pitch 1, hits it into right field. Jurowitz under it to grab it for a 1-pitch out number 2. Now Sam Kablinski, a sophomore at St. Joseph's. Will bat. Kablinski at third base today. And Thomas starts him off inside. Kablinski is from Ellsworth, attended Mount Desert Island High School before spending his freshman year at Southern Maine Community College, where he batted .270 with 10 steals and 34 RBIs. As he hits that toward Jurowitz in right. And he gets under it to complete the 1-2-3 inning. Regan Thomas continues to cruise, and the Patriots keep their 0 on the scoreboard through 2 frames. Bottom of the second inning of work for Griffin. with Kevin Connolly, Ben Seguin, and Jack Cody due up. First among them is Connolly, designated hitter today, or an extra hitter rather. Swings and misses at Griffin's curveball. Connolly, a sophomore, also in the transfer portal, along with his starting pitcher. After a year at Stonehill, 0-1 is low. Connolly graduated from Cheverus in 2022. Swings and misses once more. One, two. And that hit him. Griffin starts off this second inning with a leadoff hit by pitch to bring up Ben Seguin, sophomore at St. Joseph's from Scarborough High School, my alma mater. This season he's hitting .297 with 6 runs batted in. After his freshman year with the Monks, had no hits in 4 at-bats with the club. 2 of them strikeouts. Foul back. Griffin. Fouled back by Seguin. The 5'7" righty splits first baseman duties with Regan Thomas when he's not pitching. Cut and a miss for strike 3. Second K for Griffin. That will bring up the 9th hitter out of 11. Jack Cody, the shortstop for this squad, who fouls off strike 1. Cody, a sophomore at Husson from Saco. Hit .143 his freshman year with Husson. Outside. Griffin's 1-1. Curveball misses the zone once more. Keeley, in addition to his hitting prowess, also a talented defensive catcher rather. Cut and a miss from Seguin. Or from Cody, excuse me. Majoring in criminal justice at Husson. 2-2. Just misses. The Norsemen right back where they started in that first inning with a man on and 1 out. Runner goes, and that's taken high for ball 4. Cody draws Griffin's second walk as a crackle of thunder sounds overhead. Now Patriots manager Tim Downing out to talk with his pitcher, with Liam Coolidge due up. These Patriots playing for the first time in a bit. They had a doubleheader scheduled against the Windjammers in Portsmouth on Sunday, but did not have enough players to field a team, so wound up having to forfeit those games. Back to the action with just one game here today. The Norsemen will take part, most likely host, both of these games. The Lightning are coming later tonight. And oh, how I wish they were in this first game. is all the puns I could make then. I wouldn't be having to grasp at straws with Norsemen. There's something there, though. Taken high by Kibler, or Coolidge, rather. Liam Coolidge, the catcher tonight, junior out of Southern Maine Community College, looks at strike one. Into right field. Caught for out number 2 by Desmond Watkins. And now the 11th and final man in the Norsemen rotation, Davis Kibler, playing second base, the rising freshman at Southern Maine Community College from Augusta. Line foul. Kibler coming off leading his Coney High School squad to a 15-1 regular season and a deep Class A high school playoff run. Taking his talents to Portland to play for the Seawolves. 2-2 on the way from Griffin. And that's strike 3 for the second straight inning. Griffin able to get a backwards K to escape the inning, and this time he does it with no damage. 2 men reach base, but none come around to score. The Norsemen still with a 3-run lead heading into the third. Top of the third coming up for the bottom of the Patriots order. Desmond Watkins will be the first to bat, with Morgan Doty and Dante Tochi due up after him. The rain has slowed to a drizzle, and we've actually got a little bit of sun peeking through now, but the thunder has not let up. Cut and a miss on a breaking ball from Thomas for strike 1. That's high. Watkins, a junior at Dickinson, from Bloomfield, New Jersey, went to St. Peter's Prep High School. One and two. Bounding ball to short. Over to Seguin, but he has to jump and can't keep his foot on the bag. So that's an infield hit for Watkins to lead off the third. First hit allowed by Thomas. Would have been an exceptional play from Jack Cody. Could not quite get the calibration on that throw, so there'll be one on with none out for Morgan Doty, the senior at St. Joseph's. Runner goes. Throw down to second from Seguin is able to get him. Sorry, I had to mute there for a second, but unmuted just in time to watch Desmond Watkins be thrown out. On the throw over to first, was able to catch him in no man's land, so Doty now with none on and one out. He takes strike one. Doty out of Smithfield, Rhode Island. 0-2. And that's right in the zone. Nope. Sounded like a strike call at first. Got a little ahead of myself. 1-2 the count. Thomas deals and misses outside. He just gave up his first hit, but with Watkins being thrown out, he is still one batter off of having faced the minimum. A first inning walk to Ike Keeley ruined that chance. 2-2. And that's swing and a miss for strike 3. Doty down on strikes. Thomas's first K. And now Dante Tochi, the last man to bat for the first time. A sophomore from SMCC out of Portland High School. Batted .429 with the Seawolves as a freshman in a limited sample. That's blooped on the infield, and third baseman Kyle Dewin lets it roll foul. Oh, and 1 count to the designated hitter. And that's inside. The rain has just about stopped now. But just as I say it, thunder comes booming through. And Tochi chases strike 2. And he chases again for strike 3. The second straight K for Thomas ends the third inning. Still, no meaningful noise from the Patriots bats. They trail 3-0. Bottom of the third for the Norsemen bats. A second time through the top of the order. Dewin, Poole, and Hassan due up. And Kyle Dewin takes ball 1. He flied out to center to start the game. And he hits that one into center, but that time it'll fall for a base hit. And safely to first base with a single. That is the third hit given up by Griffin. And now Anthony Poole will bat with a man aboard. He walked in the first. Later came around to score on the Chris Cimino triple. Foul back out of play. Lined into left, past the diving glove of Harrison Toon for a base hit. Dewin round second, but will stay there. And 2 straight base hits off Nick Griffin. For the third straight inning, the Norsemen appear to be in business. With Riley Hassan due up. He hit a double, or a single rather, his first time. Excuse me, I'm sorry I have to keep muting. I don't want you to hear my sneezing. 0-1 to Hassan. Is low. 2 on, none out. Down the third base line, past the glove of the third baseman Kablinski. That'll roll into foul territory. 1 run is in. Staying at third and not trying to score will be Poole. But Kyle Doohan crosses the plate to give the Norsemen their 4th run. Anthony Poole down to third. And Hassett aboard with a double. Still none out in the third for Chris Cimino, who hit a triple his last time up to drive in the first 2 Norsemen runs, later scored himself on a Nate Rogers ground out. Ball 1 taken inside by Griffin, or from Griffin, by Cimino. The NESCAC All-Academic selection at Bates. 2-0. Griffin in the strike zone. 3-1. Runners on second and third and none out. The Norsemen with a chance to blow this game open. Foul back to bring the count full. And that's into left field, but arcing foul into the Norsemen bullpen. A pivotal at bat for both sides here. Payoff pitch from Nick Griffin. Into right field, down for a base hit. In to score is Poole. Hassan down to third. He will not try to score. But the Norsemen get a 5th run on the 4th straight hit by the Norsemen squad with none out to begin this 3rd inning. Runners on the corners now for Nate Rogers, who grounded out in the first to drive Chris Cimino home. Cuts and misses at strike 1. Foul back, quick 0-2. In center field, going back, Thurber under it for the first out, tagging and headed for home is Riley Hassan. He will score without incident for the Norsemen's 6th run. That will bring up David Jurowitz. 2nd straight sacrifice play by Nate Rogers. He has 2 RBIs despite being 0 for 2 in this one. Jurowitz struck out looking to end that 1st inning. Fouls back, strike 1. The 6'1" righty out of Thornton Academy having to work for it here. This may very well be his last inning of work. He has thrown a lot of pitches. No activity in the Patriots bullpen, though. 1-1. High and tight. 3-1 count to the right fielder from Massachusetts. And chases a fastball right down the middle. Griffin has 3 strikeouts in this game. Can he get a 4th? Runner goes on the ground to second. Soft hop over to Economy for out number 2. Chimino advances. Kevin Connolly was hit by a pitch to lead off the second inning. Gets a piece of 1. Outside, man on second base with 3 runs in the bottom of the third, just as 3 runs scored in the bottom of the first. Norsemen leading it 6-0. That one finds the zone. Two and 2. Nick Griffin has already given up 8 hits, 4 of them in this inning. And that will hit Connolly. He is aboard with a hit by pitch for the second time today. Ben Seguin struck out his last time up. Chris Chimino on second, Kevin Connolly on first. In the zone. In right field, twisting foul into the Patriots bullpen, which now has some action. Griffin deals. Popped him up in shallow right. Coming on and making the grab is Desmond Watkins to end the inning, but not before 3 more runs come around to score. The Norsemen double their lead. They now lead it comfortably 6-0 in the first half of their doubleheader. The top of the 4th inning ready to begin with Regan Thomas back on the mound. The Patriots beginning their second trip through their order with Sam Economy, who popped out to first base to start this one back when we were playing in a driving rainstorm. Quickly down 0-2 is Economy, the junior at Penn West Clarion out of Hampton Academy. And cutting a miss for strike 3. Liam Coolidge will throw down to complete the strikeout. Harrison Toon has flied out to center. The graduate of Brookfield East High School in Brookfield, Wisconsin. As a sophomore at Bryan and Stratton, he hit .293 with 3 home runs and 25 runs batted in. in center. Jurwitz and Poole converging. Poole will take it for out number 2. Another 1 pitch out. Regan Thomas continues to cruise, and he still has not thrown that many pitches. He has only walked 1 man, only allowed 1 hit, and that batter who got the hit was promptly picked off. Ike Keeley drew that 1 walk. The catcher out of Babson can be the start of a rally as a brilliant flash of lightning just came through behind the stadium. Thomas just misses. Nope, that's strike 1, 2-1. First strike he's delivered to Keeley today. The first at bat was a 4-pitch walk, but outside 3-1. Thomas pitching around the power hitting catcher. And he will walk him for the 2nd time today. Keeley now accounts for 2/3 of all the base runners the Patriots have had, and now Ryan Thurber popped out to second base to end the 1st inning. Sophomore from SMCC. Hit .267 with 28 runs batted in his freshman year while helping his Seawolves squad, a squad that features many other players across the teams in the GNCBL, take the YSCC title in the spring. Six-foot lefty deals inside. 2-0 count, man on first with 2 outs. Three now. Just as I say, Thomas hasn't thrown that many pitches. He's beginning to get deep into counts. And that's a 4-pitch walk. Second straight issued by Thomas, and that will prompt a mound visit. Head coach Matt Rogers, the skipper of a 6-7-1 squad, right in the thick of the playoff chase. They are essentially tied with the 7-8-2 Patriots. Their winning percentage is ever so slightly worse. Percentage points worse than the team they're playing, but they are currently in line to leapfrog them in the standings if they can hold on to a 6-0 early lead. Joe Strabley flew out to center field in the 2nd inning. First of 3 straight flyouts in that 1-2-3 frame. That's low. The Norsemen have bucked a trend here with this game. Typically, they do the mass bulk of their scoring late in games. They're known for having a penchant for comebacks, as that's into center field, coming on Poole. Can't make an acrobatic play that time. Rounding third and coming in to score is Keeley, but he does not beat the throw. Anthony Poole gunning him down at the plate. Just as I say, he can't make the acrobatic catch. Anthony Poole doing the next best thing and gunning down Keeley to keep the Patriots off the scoreboard. Still a 6-0 lead for his Norsemen. Halfway home in Old Orchard Beach, with the bottom of the fourth, the Norsemen have their bottom three of their lineup due up. Jack Cody, Liam Coolidge, and Davis Kibler. Cody walked his first time up in the second inning. Fouls the first offering back. His squad ahead 6 runs and counting. The Patriots had a chance to crack the scoreboard at the end of the last inning, but Ike Keeley tried to stretch out a Joe Strabley single and score from second base, and he was gunned down by the cannon of an arm that Anthony Poole has. A wonderful day in the field for him. Between the circus catch he made in the first inning and that put out of Keeley. Cody takes ball 2. Two and 2 from Griffin, who is still in the game. That's into center field. Thurber back and making the grab. To bring up Liam Coolidge, the catcher from Southern Maine Community College, electrical engineering major. Just the man for the job in case that scoreboard gets struck by lightning. Coolidge flied out to right his first time up. Blooped to first base, just on the edge of foul territory. Economy makes the grab after Coolidge got jammed. And now Davis Kibler will bat to try and prevent a 1-2-3 inning. The trio of Southern Maine Community College bats. Kibler heading into his freshman year there. He struck out looking his first time up. He and teammate Cam Dewan, younger brother of Kyle Dewan, both in the same graduating class from Coney High School up in Augusta. High and tight. Kyle Dewan on deck. And that's ball 4 taken by Kibler. So Dewan will get a chance to bat. And that brings us to the top of the Norseman order, the third time through. This has been a productive group. The quartet of Dewan, Poole, Hassan, and Chimino are a combined 6-4-7 with a walk. In fact, Kyle Dewan's fly out to center field to open the game is the only time a batter 1 through 4 in the Norseman lineup has not reached base. Riley Hassan has a double. Chris Chimino has a triple. Hassan, Chimino, Poole, and Dewan all have singles, and Poole also has a walk. Cutting a miss for strike 1, 1-1. The count with a man on first and 2 down. The last time this part of the order batted, they had 4 straight hits, including a Riley Hassan double. Throw down to first again by Nick Griffin. He seems intent on not pitching to Dewan at all, and understandably so. 1-1 inside. Inside once more, 3-1. And 3 straight pitches to essentially the exact same location. Give Doohan a free pass. Second straight walk issued by Nick Griffin. 4th overall. That will bring up Anthony Poole, who has walked and singled. Griffin overall, through 3 2/3 innings, has given up 8 hits, 6 runs, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts, and 2 hit by pitches. Swing and a miss by Poole. Into right field. Coming on Watkins to make the grab for out number 3. The Norsemen have a bit of a 2-out rally on back-to-back walks, but nothing comes of it. Nick Griffin gets through another frame. The Norsemen lead 6-0 through 4. Back to the action at the ballpark with the 5th inning about to get underway. Quest Newhall, Sam Kablinski, and Desmond Watkins up against the new man on the mound for the Norsemen. Regan Thomas's day is done after 4 innings of scoreless 2-hit, 3 strikeout, 3 walk ball, and replaced by Kyle Sawyer, who fires ball 1 to Newhall. Sawyer, a sophomore out of UMaine Farmington, originally from Saco. Arcs it foul out to right, where the new gaggle of Lightning players getting ready to play in their half of the doubleheader, which I regrettably will not be calling. So you can check gncbl.com for the game changer on how that one went. Fouled off by Newhall. Who flied out to right his first time up. Low take. Two. About a half swing over to second base. On to Seguin for out number 1. Newhall looked like he wanted to hold up, but the ball was in the perfect spot, and he didn't get a lot of torque behind that. Not that it would have mattered on the ground directly to Davis Kibler at second. In any event, Sam Kablinski also flied out to right his first time up. Dances out of the way of ball 1. Kablinski is sophomore at St. Joseph's, batting with none on and 1 out. Swings and misses at a high Sawyer fastball. Sawyer, 6'1" righty out of Thornton High School. With the Beavers as a freshman, he made 8 appearances, one of them a start, with a less than stellar 14.40 ERA, which is equivalent to 8 runs allowed in 5 innings pitched. I'm not sure how one manages to throw just 5 innings across 8 appearances, but he did. And that was the stat line he put up, doing much better out of the bullpen with the Norsemen. But he clips Kablinski to give the Patriots a 1-out base runner. First pitch they have been hit by today. And we'll bring up Desmond Watkins, who singled and was caught stealing in the 3rd inning. Cut and a miss. 1-1. Fouled back as a massive flash of lightning. I wonder if the camera got that one. I assume not, considering the sky is poorly contrasted, but it was a wicked long bolt up in the clouds. 1-2 from Sawyer. Just got a piece of it. The Norsemen just trying to cruise to a win, conserve their arms as they host the GNCBL second place team, the Lightning, in the next half of their doubleheader. High and away. Flat into right. Jerowitz giving chase. Can't quite cover the ground. As Watkins fighting off pitch after pitch from Sawyer. And now working the count full. The rain has officially stopped. I believe it did a couple half innings ago. Cut and a miss on the payoff pitch. Watkins had an admirable fight, but eventually goes down. That's the first K from Sawyer, and the next two batters due up. Both struck out swinging to Regan Thomas. They were the first two of his 3 straight Ks across the third and fourth innings. Morgan Doty was the first. The 5'8" Rhode Island native batting with 2 down, and Sam Kublinski at first. Takes outside. Fouled off his foot to Doty. Taking a second. I know that feeling. It's not a comfortable one. Two one. Inside. From Sawyer, having to throw his share of pitches in this inning now. Big swing and a miss from Doty, chasing an outside pitch, and that was strike 3. The count was wrong on the scoreboard, so that will be out number 3. The Norsemen once again keep the Patriots from cracking that scoreboard. A 6-0 lead they will attempt to add to in the bottom of the 5th. Bottom of the 5th, and now it's the Patriots' turn to make a pitching change. Nick Griffin is out after allowing 6 runs and 8 hits across 4 innings, and Connor Coleman is on to replace him. He has thrown 21 innings for the Patriots club this year with a 5.33 ERA and an 0.2 record. A rising sophomore at Dean, originally from Deering. He will face the heart of the Norseman lineup, starting with Riley Hassan, who has singled and doubled. And Hassan hits that well out into left, going back Quest Newhall, and he makes the catch over his shoulder at the foot of the warning track. A couple more feet, that may have been out of the park. And Instead, it is a loud out. Newhall with an excellent defensive play and one away for Chris Cimino, who has singled and tripled. Has yet to add to his league-leading collection of walks. Fouled back. 1-1 count. Inside take, of course, Cimino has an eye like no other when at the plate. Excellent for starting or continuing rallies. That's chopped down the first base line. Fielded cleanly by Economy, who steps on the bag for out number 2. So Hassan and Cimino, who are a combined 4 for 4, both sit down in their third at-bats. Nate Rogers is 0 for 2 with a ground out to short and a sac fly. Both of them, however, drove in runs. Takes a low strike. One and one from Connor Coleman. Who's last year's Spring Athlete of the Year at Deering, as well as an all-conference honorable mention his senior year of high school in 2022. Fights off a pitch. Does Rogers to stay alive, 1-2. With David Jurowitz on deck, hoping the inning gets to him. Two, 2 out, and none on. And Rogers able to work the count full against the Portland native, who as a freshman at Dean had a 16.67 ERA in 2 2/3 innings out of the bullpen. Also walked 10 men across those 2 and change innings. Has not issued one yet in this inning. So improving on that front somewhat. Very nearly could have issued one there, but just nicks the corner of the strike zone for strike 3 to cut Nate Rogers down for the 3rd time and end the inning. We head to the final 2 innings here in the first half of this doubleheader, with the Norsemen still comfortably ahead. The lights are on here at the ballpark, and a new pitcher is in for the Norsemen, the 3rd in the last 3 innings. He is the younger brother of the man who has been having himself a day out in center field, Johnny Poole, a rising freshman at USM who starts Dante Tocci off with a swinging strike. Poole splits time between the infield and the pitcher's mound. That's lofted foul down the left field line, 0-2. To Tocci, who struck out swinging. The bottom 3 in this Patriots lineup are 1 for 5, with 4 strikeouts. 1 strike away from being a 5th. The one who did not strike out was Desmond Watkins, who singled and was picked off. Tocci fighting off a series of fastballs from Johnny Poole, who can crank up the velocity when he needs to. 0-2. Fighting off again. Top of the lineup in Economy and Tune are due up. They are a combined 0-4. That just misses the strike zone. One, two. Cutting a miss. One batter faced, 1K, and now the bottom three batters of this Patriots lineup are 1 for 6 with 5 Ks, all of them swinging. It has not been Dante Tocci's day, nor has it been Sam Economy's day. He popped out to first base to start the game. He has also struck out. And finds himself now down 0-2 once more. Johnny Poole, a fast and efficient worker, with his brother behind him in center field. Induces lots of contact, such as this, like we're seeing. Lots of foul balls with the high heat. 0-2. Just misses. Poole will be joining his brother at USM in the fall, where he'll be a rising senior. Anthony will. That tandem sure to produce some memorable plays. Lined into left field, foul. Memorable plays out in the field and on the pitcher's mound. 2-2 from Johnny. Second straight swinging strikeout. And second in 3 tries at the plate for Economy. To bring up Harrison Toon, who has flied out twice to Anthony Poole out in center. Oh, 1. Finds the zone. The Flamethrowers 0-2. Off the end of the bat, into right field. That'll drop for a base hit. Jurowitz fields it. And Toon aboard with his first hit of the day. That is the first hit the Patriots have gotten since the 4th inning, when Joe Strabley singled in a play that resulted in Ike Keeley getting thrown out of the plate. Throw down to first by Johnny. As Keeley stands in, he has walked twice in this one. Regan Thomas was afraid of him, but Johnny Poole attacks him straight away and gets him to chase an outside fastball. In right field, Jurowitz for out number 3. A clean inning in relief for Johnny Poole, as this game heads to what will likely be its penultimate frame, the last chance for the Norsemen to add some insurance runs here at the ballpark. Connor Coleman back on the mound after a 1-2-3 bottom of the 5th inning. The first 1-2-3 inning pitched by the Patriots. He will face David Jurowitz, Kevin Connolly, and Ben Seguin in what will, barring a miraculous 7th inning comeback, be the last chance for the Norsemen to bat in this first half of a doubleheader. Jurowitz has struck out and grounded out, and grounds this one to short. Fielded on a couple hops by Toon over to first for out number 1. Jerwitz, a 265 hitter, has not had a great day. He's 0 for 3. Kevin Connolly has done a bit better, at least in terms of reaching base. He might be a bit sore tomorrow, though. He has been hit by a pitch both times he has headed to the plate. We'll see if Coleman spares him. And he does, because that's a rocket down the right field line. Just foul. Oh, I thought that was going to be in the corner, but a loud strike from Connolly. He has a tendency to do those. I can remember a few times at this ballpark he hit what looked like a towering home run that just went to the right of that foul pole. Did that at Sanford as well. Oh, 1 from Coleman. As now that the rain has subsided, we've got a decent crowd, especially considering the Lightning are about to play. They always draw spectators. Lays down a wonderful bunt. What a piece of hitting that was from Kevin Connolly. Able to leg that out. A perfectly placed bunt down the third base line. And he is aboard with 1 out. For Ben Seguin, who has struck out and flied out. To short, on to second for 1, on to first. Double play. Nice bunt it was, but it was almost immediately erased. That ends it for the Norsemen, and now the Patriots have down to Ryan Thurber, Joe Strabley, and Quest Newhall to kickstart a miraculous rally to come back from a 6-run deficit. You know what we always say here, though? Anything is possible. Do not go anywhere. Top of the 7th, coming right up. Johnny Poole with closing duties for the Norsemen to face the Patriots' last hope trio of Thurber, Strabley, and Newhall, a group that has gone 1 for 4 with a walk in this game. Thurber has that walk. He's also popped out to second. And lines a rocket through the glove of Jack Cody at short to start the inning off with a hit. Thurber has his first knock. Second allowed by Poole. And a quick 1-pitch at bat to get the inning to Strabley, who has singled and flied out to center. Patriots have a large mountain to climb, but you have to start somewhere. 1-0 in the dirt. That was the 0-1, but the count is the same. I'm juggling scoreboard duties alongside my play-by-play job, so prone to lapses in scoreboard accuracy. 2-1, though. Thurber on first. None away. Poole fires low. And that will be a walk. So 2 quick base runners allowed by Poole, the first time since the 4th inning that has happened. The Patriots got no runs out of that. We'll see how they fare here. Quest Newhall has flied out and grounded out. Also made a wonderful catch out in left. To rob Riley Hassan of extra bases. He takes strike 1. Thurber on second, Strabley on first. None away for the catcher Poole, or closer rather, Poole. 1-1. Newhall, a Bridgeton Academy graduate. Rope foul. On the ground, a weak foul ball. Newhall fighting off Poole's offerings. You saw this in the last inning. He coaxes lots of foul balls. Lots of unproductive contact. One, two. Outside. Poole offers, and he brings the count full. One more ball, and this could get very interesting. Payoff pitch. Newhall fights it off. And that's ball four. So bases loaded and nobody out. But some good news for the Norsemen. This is the bottom half of the Patriots lineup, which has not been productive so far today, starting with Sam Kablinski, who has flat out been hit by a pitch. Mound Conference commencing with Matt Rogers and Liam Coolidge. Seems they will keep his closer in the game to pitch to Kablinski. Watkins, Doty, and Tochi, the 5 strikeout trio on deck after him. First offering to Kablinski is into center field, coming on Anthony Poole, and he will not get there. So 1 run is in. Nobody else will advance. Nearly able to get the tag on the man at second, but nothing doing there. And so the Patriots crack the scoreboard for the first time. Ryan Thurber in. Joe Strabley down to third. Newhall down to second, where he was very nearly thrown out. And Kablinski aboard with a single. Things are dicey all of a sudden, as Johnny Poole throws strike 1 to Desmond Watkins. Comebacker pass Poole. Shortstop on to second for 1. Not in time to turn 2. So another run is in. Joe Strabley scores on that. Quest Newhall down to second. Kablinski thrown out on the fielder's choice. Watkins aboard. 6-2 now. And strike 1 delivered to Doty, who has struck out twice. Now runners on the corners with 1 out and 2 runs already in. Foul back. Newhall at third. Watkins at first. With Morgan Doty at the plate, and Johnny Poole deals. Line to third. On to second for 1. On to first. Again, not in time. So a third run in. But a second out once again on the fielder's choice. Newhall comes in to score. And Doty on first. Johnny Poole now pitching to Dante Tocci, and he starts him off with a strike. One and one. Tocci has struck out twice. Things right on the edge of being really dramatic here. In through the hole for a base hit. That advances Doty to second. Tocci to first with the third hit of the inning. And now, improbably, Sam Economy trots to the plate as the tying run in a game his Patriots once trailed by 6. Economy has struck out twice and popped out. He is the Patriots' last hope. And that hits him. So the base is loaded. Doty down to third, Tocci to second. Harrison Toon now. An extra base hit would almost certainly get his team within one, could even tie this game. He has singled and flied out twice to center. Poole trying to hold it together. Starts Toon off with strike one. What a comeback this would be against the team so renowned for doing it themselves. Cutting a miss on an outside fastball. The Patriots now down to their last strike. It could all be for naught if Harrison Toon does not come through right here. Watkins, Doty, and Tocci on the base paths. And Toon able to lay off. Excuse me, it's Doty, Tocci, and Economy populating the proverbial pond. 1-2. Into right field, Jurowitz under it, and he's able to make the grab and snuff out that rally. A valiant rally it was, but the comeback attempt comes up short, and the Norsemen grab the first leg of this doubleheader 6-3. They leapfrog the Patriots in the standings, moving to 7-7-1, with the Patriots falling to 7-9-2. The Norsemen have a chance to go even further as they host the Lightning in the next leg, but unfortunately that is all you'll be hearing from me. The next time I call a game will be on Thursday at St. Joseph's. Until then, though, I've been Charlie Fellows, and to everyone watching at home, take care.